This is Group 1 Perception Project by Brian, Jada, Zaria, Elena, Adriana, and Melinda. For our presentation, our group created two optical illusions, a forced perspective hallway and a drawing that stimulates the effect of chromatic aberrations. Here's a video of the forced perspective hallway. The forced perspective hallway works by manipulating the brain's depth perception. The object itself is a 3D model that is sticking outwards, but when viewed from a specific angle, it appears to do the opposite. The brain usually relies on cues such as peripheral vision, shadows, and more to judge the depth. The specific design and lighting tricks the brain into misinterpreting the 3D geometry of the object. This illusion mainly works due to depth cues using linear perspective, which is a drawing technique used to create the illusion of 3D depth on a 2D surface by using converging lines, mimicking how real objects behave in depth. Relative size also plays a part where the parts of the structure that are drawn smaller are interpreted as being further away. This can be seen in our piece by the portraits on the wall. Shading also creates a subtle gradient in which the brain associates with the change in depth. For our second piece, the drawing, the illusion occurs due to optical aberrations, particularly chromatic aberrations. Chromatic aberrations are where an optical distortion occurs when a lens fails to focus all light wavelengths onto the same convergent points, causing color outlines along high contrast edges. In our project, the high contrast colored strips that are directly next to the black and white edges, the chromatic aberrations become more noticeable. The edges of the colored strips are not focused at the exact same retinal location, causing small colored fringes and positional shifts. The brain interprets these tiny mismatches as misalignment, tilt, or motion, even though the lines are straight and stationary. Squinting also increases the effect because it reduces the pupil size, reducing high-frequency details, and slightly blurs the image. This forces the visual system to rely on more low-frequency luminance and color contrast, enhancing the illusion. The brain plays an important role in perception because it interprets information using past experiences, knowledge, and expectations, and not just receiving visual information from the eyes. People learn that real spaces, rooms, tunnels, hallways, etc., contain specific perspective patterns, where parallel lines come together in the distance and further away for the smaller objects. The brain then recognizes these familiar patterns in the drawing and naturally assumes that the image represents real depth and space. It can also fill in parts which are unclear or incomplete due to the past experiences. This can be based on the quote by Wayne Dyer, "Change the way you look at things and things you look at change." Thank you for listening to our presentation.